So I stumbled on this video a little earlier, so I saved it. Yesterday, ironically I got sick, caught some virus that must be going around now that the weather's changing. Um, it's kind of caught me out of nowhere, but it just made me think about a few things. And then when I seen this video, it just completely touched on what I was already thinking about. So I just wanted to speak on it before I completely forget. Um, and maybe while I'm sick, hence why I look like Rudolph right now. I couldn't breathe through my nose at all last night. Spent the entire night waking up every hour, you know, breathing through my mouth. So, sandpaper mouth. One of the least enjoyable things I think you can ever deal with. You forget how much it sucks till it happens again. Luckily, I can breathe again today. I bounced back pretty quick, so super grateful for that. But we'll watch this video and then I'll kind of touch on why it made sense.
There's no medication that reverses diabetes. There's no medication that reverses heart disease. There's no medication that reverses Alzheimer's dementia. There's no medication that actually generates health. Only diet and lifestyle strategies generate health. And so that should obviously be the foundation of our medical system, but unfortunately we're not very well trained as physicians to know that information or to coach on it. There's no
So exactly what she said. Doctors are not trained to make you healthy or to prevent you from getting sick. Now, there are doctors who continue to learn after they get their license, um, and God bless them. You know, there are good doctors out there, but the ones who don't continue investing in knowledge afterwards, really all they're doing is using what they've been trained on, which is to diagnose and prescribe a medication. So they're essentially sales representatives for the pharmaceutical companies, which in my opinion is like a legal drug dealer under the guise of your health. So this is what she's touching on as a doctor. She's frustrated that they don't train them more on nutrition and health, and there's no medications that are prescribed to actually help improve your health. And don't get me wrong, like I said, there's some doctors who will give you good advice on what's needed to maybe get some of the nutrients or trace minerals that you need and so on. But it's not as common as it should be. So the point is, it falls on us to have the knowledge and to have the information we need to take care of ourselves, to take care of our families, and to keep ourselves healthy. So if we don't do that, we're going to be dependent on this system that needs us to be sick in order to profit. They're never going to help us be healthy or prevent us from getting sick. Only we can do that. So people like me, we're making channels, and I've spent my life, studying, health and nutrition and so on. So now I'm trying to share what I know to give everyone else a chance to make the changes in their life that they need to, so that they can live a much healthier life, and not need a doctor, not nearly as often, because you really shouldn't need to go to the doctor very often. And you shouldn't get sick very often, if ever. I mean, it's, ironic for me to say since I just got sick, but I'm not perfect. I mean, I take pretty good care of myself, but I still mess up. I eat fast food here and there. The world we live in is designed to make us fail. And, I'm no different. But I bounce back quick because I have the knowledge I need to completely detox myself, give my body what it needs to take care of itself. And I'm constantly detoxing heavy metals, toxins, parasites, things like this, and I'm allowing my body to have the resources it needs when the time comes that if I do get sick, it can take care of itself, and I don't need to go to the doctor. It's barely been 24 hours, and I feel almost entirely better. By tomorrow, I will be entirely better. And last night and this morning, I felt like absolute crap. Like I was out of commission. So to bounce back within, less than 48 hours, 24 hours, I'm back on my feet, cleaning the house, doing whatever, I just got to retaining minor symptoms. But moral of the story is we have to take care of ourselves. You need to understand that your air, your water, your food, it's all toxic, it's all poison, and you need to start getting this stuff out of you. It's the only way to give your body the resources it needs to take care of itself when the time comes. Because right now you're operating at about 30% of your potential, and the other 70% of your resources is constantly fighting against all the toxins, heavy metals, parasites, and other things in your body that you've built up over a lifetime. If you've never detoxed or cleansed any of this stuff, you are loaded. And I'm telling you, the moment you make some small changes in your life and do some, basic detoxing of this, you will be a completely different person. It will change your life, and you'll never look at health the same way again. But most of us, we just live in ignorance, because it's easier that way. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just most of us don't even have time to think about this stuff, or we just don't. You kind of need someone like me to come in and give you a knock on the forehead and be like, hey, did you know that everything's killing you? And you don't have to let it. So here's some things you can do. Sometimes that's what it takes. And it's no one's fault, because the world's just designed to see you fail, because they need you sick to make money. But I'm here to try to counter that. There's other people like me doing this as well. If you go to my Facebook page, I have other videos that give you step-by-step guides on where to begin, just to make easy changes, cost-effective changes that make big impacts in your life. There should be a link to my YouTube. Anything you can do to help me, I'm trying to do this for a living, so it's not easy when it doesn't pay, but I'm willing to take a bullet in order to do something good, and to give back what I know, and to make a difference in other people's lives. So, if you can subscribe, follow, like, share, anything you can do to help me, I'm going to keep putting out the content to try to help you and your family live a healthier life, a higher quality life, and to just, be healthy and, to have a better chance, at just continuing to live a good life. That's all it comes down to. I just want to see everyone live a happy life. So I'll do what I can. If you can help me out at all, be greatly appreciated. All right, guys. Cheers.